Assalamu alaikum friends. As you have come to know that Israel has launched a massive strike against Doha in Qatar. This is the capital of Qatar, which has been bombed on the pretext of Hamas leaders hiding there. Actually, the situation was quite clear. Those people were negotiating as representative of Hamas with US and Israel leadership. They had assembled there for a peace negotiations, and there was an agreement. They were reaching to an agreement for reconciliation, for ceasefire in Gaza. At 11th hour, at 11th moment, the Israel led by Netanyahu, the barbarian, the remnants of Hitler, launched an air strikes on Doha while killing some of them, certainly giving a clear message to Middle East, especially Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Qatar, and rest of the Muslim world that Israel will never bow down to peace. So if you are residing in an Arabian country, you must remember that in Hadith and the Quran we have been told almost 1440 years back that Jewish and Christians will never be friends to Muslims. Rather, they would be friends with each other. Inwardly, they would enjoy a very strong bond against Muslims. They would work as a unifying force against Muslim. Contrary to the Muslim nations which are scattered now, which have no unity, which have no unanimous policy to strike to defend their sovereignty. Why? There is a clear message that when Trump has landed in Saudi Arabia and UAE and Qatar, he was going back with a Boeing comprised of $400 million gift along with 3,000 plus $billion investment from these three countries. And in reciprocal, in return, Qatar has received a massive blow yesterday when Israeli jet fighters reached there and they bombed several places in capital of Qatar, Doha, and altogether the Muslim countries started condemning the strike. We will be standing with Qatar at this time of need and difficulty. We all are standing with our Qatari brothers. This is the same sentiment, this is the same statement which are usually issued for Gazan Muslims who are being bombarded, who are being killed, innocent children, women, and elders in Gaza Strip. Almost 2 million people have been displaced from Gaza Strip. Almost 70,000 women, children, and elders have been massacred by barbarian and savage forces of Israel on the pretext of extending peace in the Middle East. This is the same Netanyahu who once or twice in Security Council while addressing to the nations, he claimed, he boasted of that I have changed the map of Middle East by targeting certain Muslim states. Now this is an appropriate time, and this is a time of collective effort. All the Muslim nations should stand shoulder to shoulder with each other, and they must call OIC meeting. And they should not only condemn the Israeli barbarian attacks on Muslim nation, but they should come up with a resolution and a solution of building and enacting a unifying Muslim force on the pattern of NATO. And these Muslims nation are very rich. They are wealthy. If you see, Saudi Arabia is a wealthy country. Qatar is a quite rich country. Even Iran enjoys a massive reservoir of oil, crude oil. So similarly, Pakistan recently has explored reservoir of oil and mining, especially in Balochistan area. So I think Turkey enjoy a massive quality force. Turkey is the second largest country in NATO forces. So Turkey needs to withdraw its nomination and membership from NATO forces and it should lead and it should stand side by side with Pakistan. And I think I do suggest to all Muslim leaders, Pakistan enjoys a massive military power, a tried and tested armed forces Pakistan enjoys on land forces. If you see ground forces, we enjoy a very powerful force, and we also enjoy a very massive and mighty air force led by Air Marshal Zahir Ahmad Sidhu, and Pakistan Armed Forces led by Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir and Naval Commander. We enjoy in all formats. So this is an appropriate time. All the Muslim nations should sit together and they must develop consensus that these Jews and Christians, especially in Western countries, would never be friends to Muslim nations, as we have been told several hundred years ago. So now this is the time they are planning, the Western force are planning for a greater Israel. They are paving the ways. Sometimes they throw a statement of sympathy and generosity with the Muslim nation with which they bomb. Usually they actually bomb. Now if you analyze the situation, yesterday a Muslim nation was bombed by Israel. You can see on different television screens that Israel has strike on Doha. Actually, this was not Israel, this is US. Actually, USA is waging a wars and destroying Muslim nations. On one side, the United States of America is begging to Muslim nations to pump billions of dollars and oil resources to the veins of USA, weakening economy of USA. Actually, the United States of America is weakening day by day in comparison to China and Russia. And now USA has come to know that Eastern Bloc is tending to challenge the USA hegemony across the nations. And virtually USA would have to withdraw its all 750 military air bases across the world. This is United States of America which is bombarding the Muslim nations, destroying their governance structure, looting their resources. It's not just Israel. Israel is an illegitimate child of United States of America as envisioned by the founding father of Pakistan, Hazrat Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah alayhi rahmah. So we should stand by with the ideology of our founding father, and all the Muslim nations should step forward and they must have a strong and reaffirmed trust in the Pakistan military establishment, so that they must come up with the military establishment of Pakistan and they should devise a collective strategy to defend the Muslim nations. Now if you see, the Western Bloc is targeting Islam. When any country, some of the groups, if they equip themselves with a military installation, with a military equipment, and they stand to struggle to defend their country, the United States of America label them as a terrorist. This is the same argument which has been repeated by Israel and now India. Now this is an appropriate time. This is need of the hour, that all Muslim nations should have a detailed consensus, should have a detailed meeting, either on the platform of OIC or anyone else. Any platform can be suggested. Any meeting can be held between a closed-ended meeting, in-camera meeting can be held between all the Muslim nations, among all the Muslim leaders, and they should envisage a strategy, a collective strategy to equip themselves with the modern latest weapons and empower their armed forces, and they should have a very building and a concrete block in the defense of their sovereignty, and they should challenge the United States of America and withdraw all pacts, all trade, social, economic and cultural pacts with United States of America and rest of the nations. If they are not doing so, then remain ready for your next turn.